My mindset is so simple. I just want to get better. I want to get better and I want to work with great people. It's really simple.
You got to enjoy the process, you know. It's if you focus too much on sort of what's the result of it all, you know, you're not right in the middle of it, you know, to sound cliche, but in the moment of it all, you know.
I wish I had known that early on, because I was auditioning a lot and waiting for other people to give me a chance, and now with the internet and all these other outlets, you can write your own things and act in your own stuff and just make really incredible projects without having to wait for someone else to tell you yes.
You know, you spend a lot of time just trying to be liked, and you get really worried about, do people like what I did, or do people appreciate my work? And I think that having the guts to just be yourself sometimes is harder than people think.
When I was 22 years old, I came to this city for the first time. I was playing in the Canadian Football League, playing my first pro football game. I was playing for the Calgary Stampeders. We were playing the BC Lions. I was so excited. 2 days later, I got cut. The dream shattered, sent home with $7 in my pocket. I was like, wait, no, I gotta play in the NFL eventually. Those are my big goals. That's my dream. You realize that playing in the NFL was the best thing that never happened, because it got me here. So my point is, look, you're gonna get your ass kicked. We're gonna get the shit kicked out of us. You gotta get up. You gotta have faith that the one thing you wanted to happen oftentimes is the best thing that never happened. So have faith and just keep that in mind and keep plugging away.
It's easy to embrace hopelessness when things seem insurmountable, and yet it's actually just a matter of time until all of the elements come together for things to be all right. I mean, I believe that, you know, most difficult situations will resolve themselves if you are persistent and if you don't give up entirely. And that's what I never did. I never gave up.
We all have varying degrees of loss and sadness and pain in our lives, and it's a necessity, honestly, because then how would we appreciate the good times and the hopeful times? And
being an actor is the first thing that I remember wanting to do in life. I remember at 14, 15 years old watching some classic films and being so incredibly inspired by them and saying to myself, one day I want to come close to doing something that good. So I think that thirst or that drive to just achieve what I believe is something as good as, you know, those heroes that I have is what continues to make me want to do this.
The world might say you are not allowed to yet. Please, don't even bother asking. Don't bother telling the world you are ready. Show it. Do it.
Yeah, I believe in manifestation. I believe in, putting a rocket of desire out into the universe, and you get it when you believe it. You get it when you believe you have it. And that's the key, is like people still, they sit around going, when's it gonna come, when's it gonna come, when's it gonna come, when's it gonna come? And that's the wrong way. You're facing the wrong way, you're facing away from it. You have to go, it's here, it's here, it's here.
You know, when you're a kid, I think you try so hard to fit in, and when you get older, you realize that fitting in isn't really the thing that's more interesting. You know, being your own person and being an individual. I would not be here if I would have listened to the kids who told me I was a terrible singer and I was a sissy, or, you know, other things that they would say to me. It's be different, be different.
Yes.
What gives me strength all the time is to be able to have formulated a group of people around me that are my friends and my family. You know, those two words are enmeshed in my opinion, but it's given me a grounding that, as insane as my life can be sometimes, is always refreshing, and they're always so honest with me, and I'm so thankful for that.
You only learn, really, in this world from the mistakes you make, from hard times, from going through difficult periods. That's when you grow. And we should look at these moments as opportunities for growth and as almost blessings. Because if everything went smoothly all the time, we'd be very complacent and we'd stay in one place.
I have so much discipline in my life, and I have such a positive outlook on life and, you know, the opportunities that I have and the things that I've been able to accomplish in my life. 4:30 in the morning, I'm in my kitchen having breakfast. 5 o'clock, I'm in the gym. 6:30 I've already had another shake, and 7:30 I'm eating a couple turkey burgers, dropping the kids off at school, and by 9 o'clock I'm having another meal, and I've already been to church and worked out, and I feel like there isn't anything that I can't accomplish.
I think some of my more successful things, in my point of view, have been the things I've been most nervous about and probably most unsure when I began. It's okay, be nervous. Say you're nervous. I used to, by the way, for 20 years I never did. I hid it, tried to hide it. Say it, and it's usually relieving to everyone around you. In life, we so want to feel comfortable, but that doesn't always bring the best results.
Everybody loves you when things are going great, but you really get to see who you are and who the real people around you are when things aren't. And those people that you can tell are real, you hold on to. You stay true to those relationships.
You just got to get out there and take a chance. Even if it's unpaid work, whatever it is, it will lead to something better. So
I always want to push myself to be better, and do greater things, no matter what it is. I think I always want to constantly evolve. I always want to constantly grow. I never want to get to a point where I feel like I got it figured out.
Failure is a massive part of being able to be successful. You have to get comfortable with failure. You have to actually seek failure. Failure is where all of the lessons are. When you go to the gym and you work out, you're actually seeking failure. You want to take your muscles to the point where you get to failure, because that's where the adaptation is. That's where growth is. Successful people fail a lot. They fail a whole lot more than they succeed, but they extract the lessons from the failure, and they use that the energy, and they use the wisdom to come around to the next phase of success. You gotta take a shot. You have to live at the edge of your capabilities. You gotta live where you're almost certain you're gonna fail. That's the reason for practice. Practice is controlled failure. You're getting to your limit, getting to your limit, getting to your limit. You can't lift that, you can't do that, until you get to the point that all of a sudden your body makes the adjustment, and then you can do it. Failure actually helps you to recognize the areas where you need to evolve. So fail early, fail often, fail forward.
When How I Met Your Mother first went on the air, I ran into an actress that I knew, and she said, "Are you just so happy all the time?"
Why am I unhappy? Okay, Stephanie Gaga, hybrid person. Why are you unhappy? Why is it that you want to quit music?
And I remember thinking oh, that sitcom's coming. That sitcom, it's coming. And when I got it, I won't say it was a depression, but you kind of go through a disappointment, because that fame or that thing didn't satisfy the way you thought it was going to satisfy.
I had bought into the not uncommon notion that when I taste success, when I get over there, then I'll be happy. But the strangest thing happened. As the show got more successful, I got more depressed.
I thought it would be good to be rich and famous. It would be good to be the opposite of this. It would be good to have stuff. It would be good to have money. It would be good to be invited to the party. Well, I've been invited. I've been in. We're having this chat in a private Swish members club in East London. It's super cool. There's bare brick walls. Everyone's double good looking. But I've been inside now. I've seen the other side of the looking glass. It ain't fucking worth it. It's not good. It don't feed your soul. I still feel empty inside.
I had everything that I want, even then. I was a millionaire. I had beautiful women in my life. I had cars, a house, an incredible, a solid gold career, and a future. And yet, on a daily basis, I wanted to commit suicide.
As a Beatle, we made it, and there was nothing to do. We had money, we had fame, and there was no joy.
The media told me every day, and it's telling you every day what it is to be successful. So you've got MTV Cribs, you've got billionaires in front of your face, you have these extrinsic, external goals that will say, oh, Tom Shadyac has arrived. He has the right house, the right car, he flies privately. And when I got there, it was empty.
I was successful in the music business, I was successful in modeling, in television, in real estate. So I made all this money and I had all this success. And here I was going, okay, I still don't feel any different.
We are told that if we're beautiful, if we're skinny, if we're successful, famous, if we fit in, if everyone loves us, that we'll be happy. But that's not entirely true.
I don't like wasting my time spending days just shaking people's hands and smiling, taking selfies. It feels shallow to my existence. I have a lot more to offer than my image. I don't like being used to make people money. I feel sad when I'm overworked and that I've just become a money-making machine and that my passion and my creativity take a back seat. That makes me unhappy.
If you are looking for fame to define you, then you will never be happy, and you will always be searching for happiness, and you will never find it in fame.
I was surrounded by all this wealth and all this fame and all this power, and yet they were all miserable, and I had never been more miserable.
You know, I thought that all would be helped and healed and soothed by fame.
Because when I get famous,
then I will be less lonely, and
Yes.
I will be understood, and I will be loved, and that love will go in and heal any of the broken parts. And then I came to see that it was actually quite isolating.
When I was young, I thought that success was all I needed. That's what was going to bring the happiness. Buying my mom a house, being the fame, the accolades, having people say, yo, you are the best in the game. I thought those would be the things that would bring happiness. And then when those things came, the happiness wasn't there. And I realized why that was. There was such an attempt to achieve these things and to keep going that you lose sight of the people and the blessings that you have around you. You're so focused on the next success, the next step in your career, the next check, whatever it is, and you forget the fact that you have these things that seem small if you're looking that way, but if you look this way, you realize they're the only thing that matters, and that's your mother, that's your family, that's love.
What was it like growing up in Grays? Talk a bit about your family. I'm from Grays in Essex. Grays is as it sounds. I didn't like it. I didn't feel like I fitted in. And the only way that it seemed possible that I would be happy seemed to be this kind of acquisitive, individualistic narrative. Get used to hearing that word from me. So like, what I thought was, if you want to be happy, you've got to become a successful person. You've got to acquire stuff. You've got to have people adore you. You've got to become glamorous. Because I felt small. I felt alienated, alone, and I felt very, very powerless in Grays. Then what happened was, I then experienced the things that I was culturally indoctrinated to believe would be a kind of salvation. Fame, fortune, attention, limitless fellatio if required. And yet, salvation did not come.